Even crackhead niggas think they slick these days. It's getting out of control. I have a few takeaways from this documentary. I know y'all know what's on here, but I'm just about to give them to y'all. First dead giveaway. His ex-wife is very bitter and very mad that he married a Kardashian. And she said this. This is not a dead giveaway that I'm giving y'all just on my own. She said she was upset about it, that it was 30 days. I forgot that it was actually 30 days because me and my mom and us used to love when Lammy and Chloe was together. It was 30 days. His family wasn't invited. You want to know what I dislike? And I'm not a fan of the Kardashians, but baby, Chloe earned my heart last night. When I watched this, I said, I love her again. She was always one of my favorite Kardashians, but I love her. I love her because I love her heart. You're a crackhead using me. You're a crackhead. Everybody sat on that motherfucking panel and said that nigga was only with that girl because who she was and the influence they had on the motherfucking world. I ain't lying. That's what they said. That's what they said. The aunt came on there and called him Lamar. She said Lamar and them did not invite her to their wedding. Probably because you said that you was going to stand up and say you object. My thing is, you got to be a sorry, low piece of shit to literally mentally abuse somebody while you're doing drugs who's not just in the limelight, but who genuinely loves you. Chloe loved Lamar Odom, and she was in it for the long haul. I kind of feel like she had no idea that he was using her up until, girl, during all that stuff when he died all them times and then came back to life. She was the reason. She and the ex-wife gonna sit there talking about, oh, Chloe had it shut down. Chloe didn't let nobody in. Chloe came right on there and set the record straight. Drug dealers were coming up there rummaging through his shit because he owed them money. That's A. B, y'all was letting his random-ass crackhead dad come. She said she gave that dad $100 and let him stay at a motel and they never saw him again. These the kind of circle of people that y'all wanted to come to the wedding and that y'all wanted in there, not in the motherfucking Kardashian camp. This is one couple that I don't feel like it's the Kardashian curse. I don't feel like that with them. I feel like Chloe genuinely loved him. She still does, and she's butthurt that she fell for a motherfucking crackhead. It was the boldness of him that admitted oh, I'm Lamar Odom, and you're no Kobe Bryant. You had a good run, and you could play some ball. You 7 foot tall. But it was always, if somebody had y'all two in the room, it would have always been her. It would have always been her over knowing who you was. She said she didn't even know who you was. I didn't know who you was. So I'm sure it was a lot of other people that didn't know who you was. But I feel like I want to give Chloe her flowers around this time because so many people bashed that girl and called her the fat, ugly Kardashian and called her this and called her that. That bitch is a rider. She held that nigga down just to find out that you couldn't talk, you couldn't walk, you couldn't do nothing. She took her money to make sure he was clean and had him in a rental place. He had a nurse. He had a chef, she said. He was in there smoking crack. She said she punched him in his face and she told him, you have 2 weeks to get the fuck out of here. Get your shit and go. She said he didn't have a phone or nothing. He could barely talk. Who did you call and get the crack from? Who? Also, his kids. Like I said, the mom's bitterness seeped all on over to the kids. He wasn't there for this. He wasn't there. Y'all went to private schools, though, right? Y'all lived in mansions, right? And no, that don't matter. Money don't always mean everything because my kids would be upset if I just uprooted and my career take off and I just say fuck them and don't really stand on me coming to see them and things like that. But the son tried to throw shade and say, I didn't even know who Chloe was. I didn't even know he was marrying her. But then in the same breath, he said, I loved when it was Christmas time because I knew Chris and Chloe would get us good stuff for Christmas. You just said you ain't know who they was and you ain't know he was marrying her. See, ladies, y'all got to stop pouring that bitterness out on them kids. As upset as I am with my oldest son's father that he let me down in so many departments, my son loves his father down. I would never sit and intentionally bash my son's father and say, yeah, so he left us to be with him. You see him on TV? You see him on ESPN? My son dad got 100 kids. I tell y'all that all the time. He makes sure he show up and show out for MJ every time. And MJ's his first child. His first child. I can't stand a bitter woman that then it pours into the child, and then the child is like, he wasn't a good father. He wasn't there. Girl, he was a crackhead who was working to maintain your lifestyle. So don't play with me right now. And I'm going to be honest with y'all. God rest DMX's soul. But I got a feeling this is going to be another DMX story. Yeah, he ain't done with them drugs. He done died like 10 times. He died 10 times in 2 weeks. Everything about his mannerisms, and my sister explained that to me, like, you know, people that have been on drugs for a long time, they still have the same mannerisms and all of that, because our mother was on drugs. So I know it's not a shocker to me. Like, I know that. And my mom told me, she told all of us when we was at our big age, I don't care how many places y'all put me in for me to stop doing drugs, I will do drugs until I want to stop. And I struggled with it, because if you're a kid that come from a parent that does drugs, first thing you think of is, because I told my mom that, I said, why is your love that you have for us not enough for you to stop? She said, I don't know, it's just not. And I minded my business. I left it alone. I minded my business. I left it alone. I ain't tell her she was a bad mom, because she wasn't. I would have chose my mother over your mother any day. And my mom was a full-blown crackhead in the 90s. Full-blown. I'm a crack baby. Full-blown and proud. Bad bitch. Bad bitch. But no matter the support system that he has, I kind of feel like he is still going to be messing with drugs. It just gives that. And as bad as Chloe tried to save him, as bad as this one over here loved him, but was upset when their child passed away and that's when she left him, none of that matters, unfortunately. The money, the fame, none of that. He is just a crackhead. Girl.